it is that for that reason that the Mirrorverse phenomenon exists in and of itself. Or sorry, in the first place. So yeah, Omen is split across all of these universes, and the idea is that he needs to put it all back together to return to what he once was. And we also know that he experiences some level of amnesia, as he has a line that speaks on being able to remember things once he comes to interact or kill another Omen.
Okay. There is another question for me. Is Omen some kind of mix of different guys? Because Viper is calling them other names.
Right. So you're referencing the fact that he has different names throughout different, in different languages. So yeah, in the VA, or sorry, the VO, the voiceover, each region has its own or several regions have their own voice lines within the regional language, and in each one, Omen is. So we don't have his full name. I know some of you might think it's Fred or Frederick, but that was actually changed today. That line was retconned and changed. But in other languages, the sort of verbiage is different. And the phonetics, right, that before the cutoff is changed. So I think that what they're doing is essentially making it very vague as to who Omen is, because that's not something that they want to reveal, obviously, quite yet. It's actually something that I want to ask them, but I don't think that Omen is several people. Just because there hasn't been really reference to that anywhere, and I feel like that would be an important part of his character. But as far as like experiencing the voice lines, within your own region, you hear them, you only hear one, right? Other regions will have their other, different name, phonetic starts to that voice line, but obviously within region to region, you experience that single one. So yeah, thank you for your questions.
Thank you for answering.
You have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. A lot more people want to talk now. Oh, we have another server booster. We'll have a server booster bias. I have played KO.
Hello?
Hello. How you doing?
How do you think like Reyna and like Sage have something going on?
Romantically?
Yeah.
So I can speak to this actually, because this is a question that comes up a lot. With the devs and whatnot. They make it very clear that they want to introduce relationships like that in a very authentic manner. But the only relationship we really have any sort of canonical, I guess, evidence for is Raze and Killjoy, which the creative director has hinted at.
Oh wait, fuck. Oh, I did not mean to press that setting. Sorry. It was
okay. So yeah, Sage and Reyna don't, right? That's just a fanship, and there are many of those.
Oh
so,
yeah,
I mean,
because some of the voice lines. Yeah, some of the voice lines I heard, and I'm like, are they like? I don't know.
No, I hear you. There's a whole community behind that, and I love it, and I'm totally for it. But as far as like canonical lore goes,
one enemy remaining.
There's not a whole lot to speak to other than the emotions within those lines.
Yeah, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Who do you think the best looking character in Valorant is?
I think they're all very attractive in their own ways.
To be honest, I think it's Breach.
Breach is pretty good looking. He definitely has that masculine edge. But I think for me personally,
He's
I
a
don't know.
bit more feminine to me.
Decide.
Breach Breach is kind of feminine.
I can see that.
Oh, I love you.
Okay. You have a good day.
Yep, you too.
Okay. Well, go ahead and bring somebody else on. We have a lot of server boosters. We'll let them in on this. They're willing to devote their money to this server, so.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm splendid. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What
Yes.
question do you have for me?
Well, actually, it was more of an opinion. I
Okay.
think
Yeah, you wanted to
Phoenix,
share your idea.
Phoenix might be the most attractive.
Okay. He is gorgeous. He's a very, I find him very pretty.
You know, he's full of super high level tactics, and
Yeah.
you know, etc.
Spike planted.
No, he is. He is. I agree.
Will
Well-
there be it's like Q&A for the lore, right?
Yeah.
What ties do Viper and Reyna have?
Viper and Reyna.
Yeah.
I did just speak on that, but I'll briefly
my
go over it
bad.
again. You're good. So obviously that player card suggests that they have a past together. We know that the little girl in that player card is not Reyna, and so we speculate that it is Reyna's younger sister, who she does have a voice line about. And Viper, that particular time in which, or rather, the image below is being depicted in the past, when Viper was working at Kingdom before the Valorant Protocol was formed, and so it's very likely that Reyna's younger sister was going through some kind of experimentation that might have ended poorly, and that might be the reason why Reyna has that animosity towards, technology.
Okay. Well, thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, no problem. I hope you have a good day.
You too.
Take care. Okay. Gold 1 to 3 only.
Scanning ahead.
Spike planted.
I'll go back to stage chat for a moment while we wait for this person to possibly join.
Last player standing.
I did go over KO lore, and this entire event will go up on YouTube later today. Maybe the mod team here can share it when it does.
Alright, I'll play.
Okay, we're gonna get someone else on here. That person hasn't joined yet. Wish.com. We're already on the list. Here you go.
Hello.
Right here.
Hello, how are you doing today?
Yeah, I wanted to ask if the Valorant dating game actually came out, or was that just...
Oh, so I can actually talk about this. Bit of a lengthy answer though. So that was an April Fool's joke. But a lot of people obviously wanted it to be real. And we suspected it might be real because of the League dating sim of sorts, or visual story that was released for their event
Spike down. B.
about a year ago. So it is not real at the moment. Agents of Romance is not real, but I'm actually a part of a team of fans that are trying to make it real. I have to be careful about speaking about it here, but yeah, if you look up Project R3 on Twitter, you can kind of see, you can get a glimpse of what we're working on and what we're trying to do with that.
Alright, thank you.
All right, yeah, have a good day. Take care.
You too.
Am I single? I am engaged, so no. Okay.
Right here.
Let's see here. Let's get you in. Can I? There you go. I can just do that from there. That's useful.
Cover going out.
Spike down. C.
Three killed.
Okay. We'll get someone else. Wait. Okay, we got you. That is my significant other set up behind me.
One enemy remaining.
I imagine this might have had bigger audience if we didn't do it on launch day, but that's the only place I could squeeze it into my schedule.
taut as a bowstring. The fight demands it.
Hello?
Oh, okay. We got multiple people join. Hello. We'll just have you go one at a time.
Okay, him first. Like, I don't want to be roast.
Well, they actually haven't said anything anything yet. So you can go ahead.
Right here.
So, like, can you clear up, like, the connections between Phoenix and Yorgo? Because, like, they seem like they're friends, and I don't know.
So, I mean, the Valorant Protocol is a very much a Avengers type situation, right? They
There they are.
assumingly live in the same headquarters, right? They're interacting with each other frequently. And Phoenix and Yoru also have personality types that sort of play off of each other, right? They're both confident. One's a little more cocky than the other. But the other one's sort of a beacon of light, you know, of morale. But as far as lore goes, they don't have a past together. But the similarities between them lie within their personalities and their characteristics.
Yeah, and another question, like, I don't understand, like, we saw in the last cinematics that, like,
Last player standing.
Killjoy, like, thinks of
Mhm.
everything. Like, is she the, like, mastermind on the team or something?
So she is very much a genius, right? She invents quite a bit. She helps upkeep a lot of the technology the team uses. She invented the diffuser for the spike, and her mirrored self also invented the spike. So, yeah, she's very knowledgeable. She's a smart person. Did you have any other questions?
I don't know.
Okay.
And
Well,
another, just
okay.
like, I know it isn't about like the episode 3, but like, what happened to Sabine or Viper? Like,
Sabine
she
and Viper.
seems so hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's experienced some hardship, and that's largely in part to her past the kingdom, right? And some of the experimentation they were doing, you know,
Spike planted.
both to themselves and to those around them, right? Omen experienced obviously a significant hardship. Viper likely experienced something similar, and she actually blames Sage, or rather, she shows animosity towards Sage, who wants to help, but it's clear that Sage has somehow failed them in the past. But yeah,
Okay, thank you.
we don't know
Thank you.
exact
That's all.
details on it, but
Thank you. No, man, no more questions from me.
all right, you take it easy. Take care.
Thank you.
Klepper, did you have any questions?
Here.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and move you back to the audience, friend. Okay, I'm gonna stop the server booster bias. We're gonna get a non-server booster here. Oh,
Hello.
oh, I think I invited you quite some time ago. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Wait,
Right here.
I kind of just joined like a while ago and I went AFK, so I don't really know what questions to first ask. Could you give me a like?
It's whatever question you have regarding lore.
Oh, okay. So wait, can I ask questions about the agent as well, or no?
Spike down mid.
Yeah, I did just speak on them pretty extensively, but please go ahead. I don't mind going over it again.
Okay, good. So KO, right? Do you think it will replace Phoenix in the meta, or any other agent?
Oh, so gameplay wise,
Yeah.
so this was a lore discussion, but I don't mind answering this. Personally, I think you will have a shakeup on the meta. Obviously, being able to suppress the abilities of others is going to be huge. But I suspect that it won't happen as quickly as people are expecting it to. I think it's going to take a while before people really start to make use of his kit.
So you think that like, you know, Killjoy has lineups and everything? Do you think that we'll have like a really big like meta change on Killjoy's lineups as the suppression will stop her, what's it called again? Swamp grenades? Do you think that's
I don't know how the interaction happens exactly, but I imagine what happens is if she activates it before she's suppressed, I think it still goes off.
Scanning
But
ahead.
if
Yeah,
she's
yeah, it does,
suppressed,
but, like-
yeah. So the idea is that he can counterplay the post plant, right? His knife has a huge radius, and as does his ult, right? And so that offsite Viper, Brim, Killjoy, he's able to disable their abilities and secure at very least the half for the spike, which is huge, right? Because you could probably just stick it depending on your health.
One enemy remaining.
So yeah, that's huge, right? Because the post plant meta has been going on for quite some time. Yeah, that's all I'll say on that.
What else? So let's move on. I don't know if this is also like, I don't know, part of it, but what do you think of Viper in terms of, you know, looks?
I think she's gorgeous. She's beautiful,
I mean,
as
top 10
are
Viper,
many of the
right?
agents.
Definitely top 10 Viper.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she has the time for a relationship though. I think she's her ambitions are her top priority. Yeah.
That's a bit. Oh, that's a bit.
Alrighty. Anyhow,
Slide inside of the DMs, but guess so.
I need this.
Oh, I don't know.
thank you for your questions. You take it easy.
I have money.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna just answer from some questions from chat.
Going out.
What does Sova say he spared Sova when they first met? So Sova has interacted with his mirrored self, assumingly before he interacted with, or rather he joined the Valorant protocol. His player card features him.
Shadows
I can
traveling.
probably just put it in stage media really quick. There we go. All right, so he's interacted with the Rift before and seen
Stealing sight.
his mirrored
Spike
counterpart.
down B.
Counterpart. I'll bring some more people on. I just need to. I think we should take a break from that for the moment. How long have we been going on now? Okay, an hour and a half. That's not bad.
Traveling.
Is Killjoy the creator of KO? I spoke on this earlier. I don't think
One
so.
enemy remaining.
For many reasons that I won't go over again, but I believe it is Thurston Wolf that invented KO
Forget your place.
and or his partners.
Gun here.
Why does Valorant ban people for such
Last
little
round
things?
in the half.
Player behavior is a huge
Use
part
everything
of
you
making
have.
sure that the
Treat it
environment is
anyway.
not toxic, right? It makes for a really bad gaming experience when you have toxicity on your team or on the other team, and likely leads to people refraining from playing. So that's not really what they want as a company. So it makes sense to make sure that behavior is at a certain standard. What times does the new episode come out to you? Later today. I don't know the exact time, but you can probably find it online. It's like a few hours from now. Can you get my PFP? You cannot. It was made just for me. I'm not sure if you've played against KO's KJ, but do you think she'll get back the buff where she can use her turrets and alarm bots globally? I don't think so. I think they want to separate her kit from Cypher's kit. And that's something that they said when that change came around the first time. Do you think Astra has a deal or presence in lore? I mean, all of the agents do. Absolutely. And Astra definitely has a big part. Or at least it'll be... Its size will be more apparent
Spike
later
planted.
on. She's an Astral Guardian. She has access to a higher intellect. And I think that'll play a huge part in what's going on further down the line. Any reports?
Right here.
Can't answer that one.
One enemy remaining.
Do any of the agents have siblings? Yeah, Reyna has a younger sister. Oh boy. I think that might be the only one we know about. I might be forgetting something, but I think only Reyna speaks about her sibling.
Revealing area. Reload.
Switching sides.
What do you think about the agent, the not confirmed agent, Deadeye? He looks like mine. Yeah, I tweeted about that yesterday. I'm pretty confident that it is an agent. yeah, I think he looks cool. I'm interested to see how he fits into the lore. Please, I'm not gonna add anyone on Discord unless I know them. Sorry. Yeah, Thurston Wolf, not Thurston Wolf. Why is KO fighting right now in the agent reveal? So there's a lot to explain there. And I did already go over it, so I'm gonna save myself going through that again. I'm just gonna share in Stage Media the thread that will explain it all.
Enemy spotted.
Who do I think has the most interesting lore? Personally, Omen, Astra, KO obviously has a very interesting backstory. Viper. I mean, they all do in their own respect. Yeah.
Shadows traveling. Enemy spotted A. Sorry.
What is the strain that Omen talks about in his voice lines? He's talking about the strain on himself, right? He's split between parallel universes. His mind, his body is being torn, is being pulled apart. And that's the strain that he's feeling, right? It's pretty straightforward. How are you so cool?
Right here.
I don't know. That's subjective. I'm not sure I agree with you. You made a similarity between the Avengers and Valorant. Does that mean we will see disagreement that will lead in conflict? There is already disagreement, but the threat that they're facing is significant enough and world-threatening enough to justify putting aside their differences. But you do see quips between them. Are some agents orphans? We don't have any definitive evidence that any of them are orphans, but it's been theorized that, or speculated that Phoenix is an orphan. But there's really not a whole lot to back that up. Is there a relationship between Jet and Phoenix as friends? Yes. As are most of the Valorant Protocol members. Romantically, no. Nothing canonical.
One enemy remaining.
What do maps like Breeze have to do with the lore? So all of the maps have a huge story to tell regarding, you know, the map itself, but also the overall narrative. Really, Valorant lore started from environmental storytelling, right? That's where they first started delivering it to us during the beta, and that's where I picked up on it and started posting about it. And that continues to be a focal point of how they deliver lore, right? But that's you know, that'll evolve with time, but that's really the primary focus is environmental storytelling. How does the spike does and what does it do? The spike extracts Radianite from its environment and then teleports it or stores it, one of the two, it's not really clear, back to to Earth 2, right? Because really it's only Earth 2 that's using the spike. Who is my main? I main Killjoy. What additional speculation do I have regarding the new map depicted in the player card? It's so the card is called testing grounds, or yeah, testing grounds. So I have to assume it's a testing facility. It might be another Radianite island. I'm not entirely sure. So another floating island. It looks to be on top of a plateau.
One in short.
Yeah, I don't think it's floating actually, but the reactor can actually be seen, you know, that bit in the middle. I'll share these images again. Hold on. Oh, I closed that folder. Hold on.
Stay alive. I want their life, not
Gun here.
Okay. Boom.
I can buy you one.
And I'll also share
Thank you. Thank you.
the episode 3 art. So yeah, the reactor you see at the core there in the middle can also be seen in the episode 3 art with the Brim ulting it. It looks to be in disarray in the image above and more functional below. So I suspect that whatever that thing is will play a huge role in both the map story and the overall narrative. In the files, it's called the Big Ham, the card. And I haven't been able to find a solid lead. I found some things that are interesting, but nothing I'm too confident on, sharing. What year does Valorant take place in? Roughly 2049. Why does Yoru have such a big ego? I mean, that's just just who he is. They might be willing to explain that in the past, or sorry, in the future. But some people just have egos. Do you think the person that's carrying Brim's player card is Chaos Creator?
One enemy remaining.
That is a possibility, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Thurston Wolf operates separately, and we don't really have. I think Brimstone would have said something. There would have been a voice line regarding it.
money if anyone needs.
Next time we plant B, can we plant right here?
I'm not sure I could answer that.
Right here.
Does Omen have a mirrored self? He does.
Okay.
Yes.
Need a drop.
How did these agents who weren't working at Kingdom before become Radiant? So First Light sort of activated the Radiant Knight on Earth and allowed people to become Radiant. So there are Radiants all over the world. Some with powers very much, very significantly less powerful than what we see on the Valorant Protocol. The Valorant Protocol sort of houses the best of the best as far as Radiants go. But yeah, Radiants are all over the globe. Do you think we'll see more of Cypher's family? It's not clear what exactly happened to them. Some people think that they're dead. Some people think that they are still alive, or just you can't reach them, or somewhere untouchable. It will definitely be a topic in the future as we are able to dig into each of the agents' backgrounds individually. What is my favorite food? I really like Thai food. I don't know if I could say list any particular dish, but Thai food is really good.
I'll make them remember.
Is Jed a good chef? Yes. She is. We're seeing the holidays cards and the snowbirds cards. This guy seems to be more relaxed. Yeah, I mean, those are fun. Those are really just fun. And it's obviously a nod to the fact that Australia, being in the Southern Hemisphere, experiences seasons the opposite to which we do.
I will rip the
Was it just double that made Venice rise? It is implied that that is the case, but we actually don't have definitive evidence of that. Does Joe like Mama? I don't know. You could make me type it.
Reloading.
Okay. Best tier 9 player card in agent contracts. Ooh. I think my favorite is gonna have to be Killjoy's because she's my main. But as far as like lore goes, damn. Let me take a look at him. That's a bit of a tough one.
Last player standing. Spike down A.
I think Omens. Lore wise.
Cage triggered.
Someone asked me what mic I use. It's a Sennheiser E8 35.
Found you.
Am I the owner of this server? No, I am the owner of a server. I'm owner of Bloki is the owner of this server, and I am very grateful to know him and to consider him a friend because he's letting me do this. This is fun. I enjoy this. Do you think a Valorant movie is possible in the future? Absolutely. Right, they want to explore those mediums, and part of why they're investing so much in the lore and the characters is because as people become more invested in it, they're going to be able to sort of replicate what League is doing, right? Which is having those spin-off games, Netflix series, comics, etc., spin-off games, all that jazz. It's part of the future. They're working towards it. Why are your married agents trying to take Ready Night? So there are a few theories behind this. It might be that their Ready Night, that they're out, or that it's not active because as a result of First Light. or it's because they need more of it for some unknown purpose, to build something, to save them from something. We speculate that Earth 2 might be a little further in the timeline, but with the introduction of KO and the alternate timeline, things get really messy, and it's really unclear.
Cover going out. Plans the spike.
Will you win your max placement match? I believe in you. I think you will. Go on confident, stay cool, don't tilt, be kind to your teammates, keep the morale up, and I think you're good to go. When will Cypher remove his mask? Whenever he wants to. Cypher has a lot of secrets. He intends to keep them. Do you think Astra is the only one of her kind, or does she have a family? So she is an Astral Guardian, and I suspect that she is a group of other she is a part of a group of other Astral Guardians, but there's nothing that suggests that definitively. How do you get good aim?
Match point.
Let's see. Obviously, crosshair placement is super important. And keeping your cool, really. When your hand shakes, your aim messes up a lot. Make sure your hand is warm. You don't want it to have cold hands. You know, you don't want to be shaking, nervous. Keep things head. You know, you want to stay head height. And really practice spray control.
Usually shoots it like
And transferring. And you're good to go. What is Valorant Protocol 2? That's sort of a term that we use to refer to the Valorant Protocol on Earth 2. If you follow that thread I posted in Stage Media, you can learn all about KO. I did talk about it already, and it is pretty lengthy, so. Here, I'll post it in this chat too. Who am I? I'm Sin Pro. I've been working on Valorant Lore stuff for a very long time. A friend and I were the first people to post about Valorant Lore anywhere on any platform, at least within English-speaking communities. And yeah, I've just been grinding since then. It's a bit more of a passion for me. But I am trying to make a living off of it, I guess, more recently. Just because it does take a lot of time out of my days. So yeah, I'll post my socials again in a second. What's your rank? I am Immortal. I peaked at Immortal 3,500, I think. We speculate that Earth 2 might be a little further ahead on the timeline. But that's just speculation.
Match found.
What nation did Sky help and why? Sky's from Nimbin, Australia. And she wants to protect the forestry there, so. How old am I? I turned 24 on Friday. This Friday, actually. Yeah, I'll start bringing people on in a second. Do I work for Riot? I do not. I wish. I don't get paid to do any of this. Not yet, at least. Who's my favorite agent? Killjoy. What do you know about the Samurai armor on Icebox and how does it relate to Yoru? Yeah. So the Edo period Japanese warship on Icebox belonged to Yoru's ancestors, and they had the mask that he uses for his ult, and he actually steals it back from Kingdom, who housed them. And actually, what's super important about that is that it helped us understand that Radiant Knight has been on the Earth far longer than we had expected. A lot of people thought that Radiant Knight arrived on Earth when First Light occurred, but that's not the case. It's been on Earth for a lot longer. We also know that Yoru is looking for a lost ancestor, and if the guy who can travel between dimensions, the Rift Walker, cannot find this lost ancestor, I'm assuming they are somewhere very unreachable. How did I get invited to talk about this? I know the server owner here, Floki. Really cool guy.
There are more answers here.
He enjoys what I do, and so yeah, he let me do this. I did one before this, and I will probably do another one in the future. How How did the mirrored agents find out about Earth One? That's something we don't have a lot of evidence pointing towards, but we speculate that that their need for Radianite, and obviously there are rifts that occur naturally because of the split between them, and so these naturally occurring, I refer to them as wild rifts, allowed them to, you know, understand that there is a mirrored Earth, or you know that they are a mirrored Earth, and I'm sure when the time came around for them, you know, when they realized that they needed Radianite, they saw it fit to use these rifts to traverse back over. But I think the mirrored agents also have access to some kind of either technology or some kind of abilities that allow them to traverse, right? Because they don't use the big bulky teleporters. They sort of like vanish in between. How do I know all the backstories? Gosh, I've been working on this for quite some time, since April 10th of last year, a little before that actually. Yeah, and it's been a part of my life since then. Sus.
Their omen may be
Yes.
a nightmare, but I was never scared of the dark.
Okay. I like how I'm getting pinged in bot commands. What is going on over there? I don't know what to make of that. Okay. Is KO 100% robotic? Yes. I believe he's an AI. And you can read more about that in the thread. What are y'all talking about? Valorant lore. Among Us skin? Maybe. I don't know. I don't work for Riot. I do know some of the team behind premium content. Can I make a video on it? This will be uploaded. I would like to make more lore videos. It's really hard to find the time, but yeah, here, I'll share my socials again. Oh, this is gonna be a messy copy and paste. I got this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Boom. 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 There you go. Thank you again, everyone on Twitch, for the follows.
Spike planted.
So yeah, there you go. I'll upload more to YouTube pretty soon here, but I do have videos going on.
Message sent.
What is Radianite exactly? Some sort of currency or something that gives you superpowers. Radianite is a substance, this material, right? It's when it's cold, it's rock hard. When it's superheated, it's liquid. It has a lot of properties like similar to dark matter that we have in our real world. Where am I looking? Where are the socials at? They're in Stage Media. I guess I can post them. It seems that a lot of people are missing Stage Media. I'll post them in here too. Who does KO work for? Thurston Wolf, assumingly, but he also obviously wants to save his people, and so he's working independently.
Decoy.
Does Omen have family members? We don't have any voice lines suggesting that he does.
Decoy.
I think I've spoken about Esther's backstory like 4 or 5 times now. Thurston Wolf. Thurston Wolf. Here, let me spell out his name for you. Stage Media. That's what I'm talking about. It's a person. Here's Thurston Wolf is a non-playable character. He is the owner of the mansion on Breeze that you see on the hill. And I theorize that he has a large part in KO's backstory. Is the Deadeye character related to Sova somehow? Sova's contractor is Deadeye. Yeah. Obviously, other than the name or the word Deadeye being common in any kind of sharpshooter, which they both are, or presumably both are. I'm not sure if there's a connection. I mean, you can draw a connection there now, but there won't be a whole lot to say until that agent comes out. What are Thurston Wolf's motives? I suspect that we'll learn more about that as we learn more about KO. But again, if you read my thread, you'll see what my thoughts are on it. What is the vault and breaches back? Or sorry, player card. Do you know what is to do with it? So yeah, there's a piece of radianite in there, and it sort of highlights breaches past as a criminal, and it's why he's so valuable. Sorry, to the Valorant protocol. Oh, thank you for the sub. Thank you. Are Earth 1 and 2 rivals like normal games? Yes. So the attackers are Earth 2 and the defenders are Earth 1.
Fire in the hole!
What's Reina's flash? Lear? It's radiant ability. Obviously, there's a line to be drawn between lore and, you know, artistic expression and whatnot, and obviously gameplay purposes. The teleporter on Breeze is a time travel device. Just listening to you talking about Valorant Lore makes me feel more calm in game.
Left.
Oh, I'm glad I could do that for you. If KO is a Radiant Hunter, why does he consider Phoenix a friend? That's solely referring... So, again, I mentioned this earlier, but he's referring to the Radiance on his team. And that line in particular actually suggests that Phoenix may not have been a problem in the alternate future, or may not have even been there. But he definitely still shows a certain cold shoulder to his ally Reyna and ally Omen. But the Radiance on the other team, however, not a fan of. Yo, how do I install Valorant on my foot? This is a serious matter for the foot gamers. I'm sorry, friend, I am not a foot gamer. I can't help you out. Which side am I on? What do you mean? It's a very existential question. How come in the cinematics, the stuff around the area where the spike is floats? It doesn't do that in game because that would be resource intensive, and they want to make sure that the game can run on many different systems. But in cinematics, they have a lot more artistic expression, so that's their way of visualizing the fact that the spike is extracting radianite from the environment. What do you have? What is happening in Raze's player card? Yeah, so we unfortunately don't know a whole lot about Raze's past, but we do know that she is a sort of freedom fighter, right? She wants to liberate her people and give them rights, and she's standing up and, you know, turning her back to the status quo. And she's lifting in her player card, she's riding up a elevator tram of sorts in Brazil. Who's the second person with Viper in the versus Reyna? That is Reyna's younger sister.
The dimensional fabric here is thin. I'll tell. What's
the evil side of Valorant? So Valorant's narrative does not function based off of a black and white morality. They want to make it more vague than that, right?
Time to jump.
There are no good guys and bad guys. And you want to make sure that you understand why they are doing the things that they're doing before you know, make the distinction.
Here.
There's a voice line for Reyna that says, "Enough of your technology. The future is radiant."
I need to.
Does that mean she's the leader of the Radiance? Yeah, Brimstone and Viper are the leaders. No. So that line has more to do with KO's backstory in this alternate future. But it also has to do with Reyna's feelings for technology and things of that nature. But within our timeline and the things that we experience, you know, within the game itself, as we play it, Reyna's not the leader of anything at this point, other than, you know, maybe a figure within her community, in her city. But no, Brimstone is definitely the leader of the Valorant protocol, and for, you know, all intents and purposes, the leader in game. Who made Sova's owl? Presumably Sova. Presumably Sova. What timeline does KO come from? It's an alternate future. We're not sure that it has a tie to Earth 1 or Earth 2, but the fact that he exists on both Earth 1 and Earth 2 suggests that he did not come from either or. He came from both. or rather, that alternate future is a derivative of both. So Kingdom is considered bad, but they're really Kingdom is unethical. They have some very unethical practices, but they're not really the bad guys in the story. They're in a moral gray zone.
Cutting through.
I don't think Killjoy is KO's creator. If you read my thread that I posted, and I will share it again, you will see my thoughts on that and why I think it is not the case. But I have answered that question quite a few times now. I'm gonna drink some water.
Here.
And then I'll start inviting people. Ready Night is fine, at least on Earth.
Spike planted.
Stay down.
Okay, that's who wants to.
Last player standing.
Let's go with the person at the top. Simji.
Activating kill mode. That's a joke. Kill mode is default.
Cutting through.
Okay. They said,
Decoy.
please Simprel push me.
Here.
What?
Here.
I'm gonna avoid you. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if you would come on and then say something out of pocket, so I'm gonna go ahead and I got a server booster. They've been pretty consistent about actually joining, so. Come on. I don't want to mess up the pronunciation of your name, but you have a big Chungus PFP. They might be in game. It would seem that some people are listening to this while they're playing. Genova, I already invited you on. Try to get someone else. Read this one. Sure, won't take you.
Last player standing.
Hello, how are you doing?
One enemy remaining.
I just do not think that this
Spike
name will
planted.
actually work.
Well, it did.
But it didn't work.
What question did you have?
I had a question about like Cypher and Killjoy have something with KO. I don't know, like
You think that they're related to KO? You know, I mean, sure, they might be. I'm sure it's so Killjoy. Or sorry, KO has a line where he addresses Cypher and asks him to leave him alone. Essentially, it implies that Cypher's looking at him, wanting his hardware. And then obviously Killjoy's an engineer and she's very knowledgeable on things, but I don't think that they're involved in his creation. But obviously, you know, there can be more than just, you know, there are entities within this world beyond the agents within the Valorant protocol, you know, the characters that we play. So, yeah.
I mean, next Cypher should be trying to like break into his mind or
Try
something
not to
like
die.
that. Discover about his secrets, something.
I'm sure that is something that Cypher wants to do. But it would seem that KO is very open to the idea of letting them know exactly what he is trying to prevent. And I'm sure they are equally as interested in avoiding that alternate future. So I'm sure the KO isn't keeping too much from them. Any other questions?
No, I know
You said you don't?
Yup.
Okay.
Spike down.
Yeah, have a
B.
good day. Thank you for your question. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Okay.
Here.
Who else? Adrian Imperial.
Time to jump.
Someone... I don't have a command for that.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
today?
I'm
Good.
good.
Thank you. Awesome. So like
Spike planted.
so like is Sky's Wolf just like, would that technically be like infinite Radio Night then? Because you can just summon it like every round?
Here.
So, it's implied that those trinkets, that's what they're called, I think canonically, are infused with Radiant in some capacity. But Radiance, it's not clear how they I guess replenish their Radionite supply, but I suspect that it might be a combination of the fact that they are imbued with Radionite and they just naturally absorb it from the environments.
So it could be like maybe like chakra, like in say like Naruto, then maybe rest or like
Perhaps, yeah.
something. Or
Yeah.
they Oh sweet. That'd be kind of cool. That was the main question I had. But thank you.
Alright.
I've been enjoying your talk here.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you for being a part of it. You take it easy.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay. We'll get a avocado in here. Avocado with an X. Hello. Hi.
So you know the player card with Viper and Reyna's little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain like what Viper was doing to her?
Yeah. So, this question gets asked of me a lot when I do this. So Viper has a past as a chemist working with Kingdom, and it is very likely that she was a part of the initiative to use or to experiment with Radionite, especially its effects on humans. And I imagine Kingdom was very interested in this once they realized that Radiance existed. And so I suspect that she is probably experimenting with Radionite with Reyna's younger sister.
Here.
Was she
It's not super
experiencing experimenting on herself too? Because in games sometimes you could see like Viper's hands twitching and things like that.
Yeah, so it's clear that she went through something that scarred her mentally. I don't think she's a Radiant, but I imagine something that she was working on. Right, I'm confident that she's not a Radiant, but I think that's something that she was working on. It might have been Radiant related, sorry, Radionite related or not, but it left her in pretty bad shape. But that's something I imagine they want to explore, you know, further on in the game's life.
Okay, thank you. That was my only question.
Alrighty, thank you for asking it. You take it easy. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Decoy.
Okay.
Out of charges.
We'll get blue in here.
I was just wondering about Forsaken and Sovereign.
Mm-hmm. The skin lines?
Yeah. Like, is there a
Ah.
connection to the lore of those?
So the main narrative, so the narrative, no, there's no correlation between them. There's no connection. They exist within their own universes, which they could choose to expand on later. But beyond what you see within the collection, or rather within the bundles, you know, with the player card and the spray and whatnot, and whatever you can deduce within yourself, there's nothing, and there's no connection with the main narrative.
Last player standing.
But see that?
No problem. Have a good day.
One enemy remaining.
Okay.
Last round before the switch.
Goods after this. Spend all.
White Garfield. We'll get you in here. I really have no rhyme and reason as to why I'm picking.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Hello. How's it
I
going?
have a question because on your menu, on the main screen, you can see in the back bind, icebox, and S.
Yeah. So what's being depicted on the main menu, and here I'll share it on stage media for those of you that have not seen it yet.
I've got your trail.
It's gonna take a second to look. So essentially what that is depicting is the space in between the Earths that the mirrored agents use to traverse.
You will not kill my allies.
Essentially, this, you know,
Spike down A.
they're between dimensions.
Could it be possible that they want to attack this
Yeah,
This
I mean
map.
that's essentially what we experience in game is them, attacking these sites, these points of interest because of the fact that they contain radionite that they obviously need for some reason or want.
But the thing is, Ascent is already destroyed.
So yeah, that's actually a really good question. Yeah, so Ascent still has active radionite on it, but it's clear that it experienced something that has to do with radionite. And we have a lot of speculation that it could have been like a malfunctioning spike, or some kind of weird interaction with a particular radiant, or some interaction with rifts, which we actually see above each site. Nothing definitive, but we think it has something to do with that. It's the sort of edge case.
Switching sides.
The other thing is the portal that we found in the ship.
Yeah, the time
Is it
machine.
something like the same on Bind where you can switch sides?
It is similar in the fact that they both use radionite, but one is clearly much more articulate than the other.
Okay.
Yeah,
This would be enough. No. Have a nice day.
Okay.
And
You
stay
too.
safe.
Take care. You too. I sent pro. Okay. You got me. I'll invite you on.
Okay, that stressed
Hello.
me out. Hello.
I'm sorry. are you today?
I wanna ask. I'm okay. I wanna ask something. Is there gonna be like another agent? Because I've heard some stuff about an agent called like Nora. But is that just the community's?
So that was actually fan art, and they were using Cypher's. Cypher refers to someone as Nora, and it's clear that he's speaking about a family member. And I think people just try to make something of it, but that is just a fan art. Yeah, that unfortunately became misconstrued.
Also, is Sova a radiant or not?
He is not. He uses radionite technology, so he's just a human.
Like it's
It's actually a cyborg, technically.
It's because of his hot eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I kill all the enemies myself, I apologize.
I really don't have
I
many other
trouble sharing.
questions.
Okay. Well, in that case, I hope you have a good day. Take care.
Thank you.
Okay. Every character rundown? I could. I want to answer people's particular questions though. That would take a while. Doing a rundown of every character. I'd probably be here for another 2 hours. What did Viper start with Omen by saying? Omen. It's referring to the fact that Viper knew Omen before he became what he is, or rather what we see him as now. And it is essentially revealing the fact that she almost lets his real name slip. The Valorant Protocol necessitates that they use call signs, which they are assigned from the Valorant Protocol, in order to upkeep anonymity, and the public, staying away from the public eye.
That's a joke. Kill mode is default.
Just thinks Sabine used to heal with your skill. Funny. Viper is a scientist. She's a chemist. Do we know what type of scientist she was? Yeah, it's a chemist. Other than that, we don't know exactly what she was doing, but we know she was working with radionite. Is Omen in pain? Most likely. Yes. Yeah. He probably is in pain. Is each radiant unique? Yeah. Why is your Q disabled? Can't tell you, friend. We're gonna invite some more people in. Oh, this is 300 people. She doesn't want to invite numbers, huh? This guy has a question. All right. since you're being so forward. Trying to get to everybody. It's hard to tell who's been requesting it for longer.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
I just wanted to ask, is it possible for any Radiant to have similar abilities, or do they all have their each unique own ability?
Yeah. So the people, the Radiants. Sorry, let me restart that response. The people who are Radiants because of their genetic makeup and how it predisposes them to interact with Radiantite. And it is because of this genetic correlation that their abilities are unique, right? They have some kind of correlation with who they are, to some extent.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for your question. Okay.
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team. So, what's the plan?
Omar. We'll get you in here.
Reloading.
I think did I mess up? No. Okay, I went through.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi. So this question's been on my mind for a while, which is something between Reyna and Killjoy.
Sure.
Which is because obviously I've heard like a few lines where Reyna seems to have like a specific hatred towards Killjoy, and there's even a line where Killjoy is like, "Does it feel like Reyna has like a personal grudge against me?" Now, is it the fact? Is it the simple fact that that's because she's all tech, or is there something more to it?
So a bit of both. So Killjoy has a past working with Kingdom, being mentored by Brimstone, and she created things for Kingdom, and those things. It is implied that those things somehow interacted with Reyna in a negative manner, and those that Reyna cares for. And Killjoy is obviously no wiser to it. I don't think Killjoy has any ill intent towards anyone, other than those that are trying to, that are threatening the safety of the Earth. But
Last player standing.
yeah, I think Reyna just has, this hatred for what Killjoy has created, and Killjoy doesn't know any better.
30 seconds
All right.
left.
That's all I wanted to ask. Thanks, man.
No problem. You take it easy.
Thanks for having me.
Take care. Question haver. Okay. We got some server boosters.
Yo.
Hello. How's it going?
That's good. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Great. So I want to ask about like Sova's eye. Like, did he do it like on purpose or was it like accidental?
Judging, it's implied that it's accidental. But we know that his eye has a lot more functions than just allowing him vision. We know it records what he sees, and I'm sure it has some kind of tactical aspect, given his battle readiness and his profession as a hunter. But
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had.
Alrighty, take it easy.
I've used it.
Okay. Now we'll do a non-server booster.
Keep up.
Flexible. Is that you in chat? Please talk to me. I'm flexible. Okay. Hello.
Selam. Güzel kız varsa Türkiye'den beni eklesin. I love you.
I'm sorry.
Turkish.
I don't speak any Turkish, I'm afraid.
Turkish.
I'm sorry, friend.
No English. Yes,
I
Turkish.
understand. Unless someone is able to translate for you, I'm afraid I can't answer your question. I'm sorry.
Leave it to me. I'll rough them.
Amcacığım.
Okay. You have a good day now. Okay. We'll get somebody else. Killjoy and Turret. I like that. We'll bring you on.
Whatever it takes.
Time to jump.
Hello?
Hello. How are you?
Oh, good. How about you?
I'm well. I'm well. What question did you have?
In KO's trailer, like, there's this, like, world that, like, Reina destroyed and she was, like, laughing. Like, was it Paris? Because, like, it had, like, something about Paris.
Yeah, it's actually a global conflict. It's a global war, but those headlines are coming from different places in the world. Yeah, I spoke about this earlier, so I'm not sure if you just happened to join kind of
Oh,
late.
just right now.
Yeah, so if you go ahead and look in the Stage Media channel, I have an entire thread on Twitter detailing my ideas and thoughts and speculation on what was going on there.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. You have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay. I have many questions. And I have many answers. We'll get you in here.
I'll return.
Blocking sight.
Okay. Nope. All right. Let's use a list here again. I am a simp for Pro. All right. I also have a question. Okay, we'll bring you on.
I know what must be done.
Sorry, bro. My computer was lagging.
You're okay. How you doing?
Okay, so, I have quite a
There's two of you.
few questions about one. Okay, so my first question is about Omen. Now, I saw a theory where they said that Omen's abilities come from him being able to die and respawn in a different place. So, like, do you think that that's actually, like, true, or do you think it's just like, just like a, a
Omen's
speculation?
abilities are derivative of the experience of being split across parallel universes, but also he himself, and obviously the things that are the emotions and the characteristics manifested with him as a human. Yeah, I don't think that he comes back to life. I think he can die. So we know that for a fact every agent is capable of being killed canonically. Obviously none of them have yet, but yeah, I don't think there's a correlation.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, so my next question is about KO. And when you hear KO's voice lines, they don't sound like something that a robot would say. So do you think KO has like a human brain?
I
a
don't think so.
body?
So the thing about that is that there are no voice lines sort of referencing his past as a human, or his potential past as a human. And another issue with that is that he doesn't have any kind of like, he's not speaking about like being human or having a past as a human. He makes it pretty clear that he is a robot, and he's he makes distinctions between his artificialness and the other, the humanity of others. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think he has a human brain in him.
Okay. My next question, I don't want to be for too long, so I just have two more. My next question is, a while back, I don't remember where I saw it, but I saw like it was a teaser trailer about an agent who would also be from the African region. Now, I don't know if that was like an actual teaser trailer or not.
I think it was. So Astra is from Ghana, which is part of the African continent. So I think that's did you see the night market teaser maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Astra's from Ghana, so
okay.
Technically Africa.
Okay. My last question is,
one enemy remaining. Spike down A.
So in I think it's called Duality. It was
Last player standing.
Okay. In Duality, when Phoenix saw himself, it was so like confused and stuff.
I have
So,
30
but then
seconds
like
left.
when you hear some of the other agents' voice lines,
Your
it sounds like they know that they're other versions of themselves. So I'm trying to wonder if like some of the agents know and some of them don't, and if so, does that mean that some agents are given more information than others?
I can explain this really quickly though. I want to. Someone brought up something I totally looked up. I forgot when I was speaking about Astra right now in response to your question. Is that yeah, Cypher is also from Africa. He's from Morocco, which is also taken. I totally forgot to mention that. To answer your question though, the timeline that the cinematics take place in, right? You know, like that period in time, is a bit different than what we're experiencing in game. Retake is the most recent cinematic, and that is not too long after Yoru joins. So everyone that's come after Yoru, right, isn't really,
Enemy spotted A.
you know, isn't in on it. But it's assumed that everything beyond duality, after duality, it's likely that they started filling in the agents as they joined on the Mirrorverse conflict, especially as it becomes more prominent. Because you can see at the end of the duality cinematic them acknowledging that they're bringing teams and they're not going to be able to function solo, and so the conflict kind of arrives to what we experience in game.
Okay. Well, thanks for answering all my questions.
No problem. I hope you have a good day.
I'll cut through.
Take care. Okay. I also have a question. You were
Hello. Hello. Thank you very much for having me. So, I do have a few questions. So, my first question is, the meaning of omen is an event regarded as a portent of good or evil. Does this mean that omen has both sides in him, as such? If you understand what I mean,
sorry,
like obviously.
What did you just reference? The good and evil bit.
So, the meaning for omen in English.
Oh,
is
right.
Event
The meaning of
regarded
the
as a
word
portent.
omen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does
So
that have anything to do with his character storyline?
I think it has more to it has to do with his story, but I think it has more to do with his impact on the universe rather than himself. Right, he's allowed these parallel universes, this mirrorverse to exist, right? It's because of what he's experienced. Well, we speculate it is because of what he has experienced that these rifts are opening, right, and they're able to be traversed and whatnot. And I think in that respect, right, he's kind of being torn between time, space, morality, right? He has amnesia to some extent, and he's also experiencing all the other things that, you know, he's split, his mind is split, and so he's experiencing all of these different things that all these different omens are experiencing simultaneously.
Yeah.
So in that regard, he's
So, obviously, with a lot of the new lore coming, do you think that we'll find out the origins of Omen?
Oh, absolutely. I think he has a really important part in the overall narrative. And I suspect that as they want to reveal more of that, we'll get to know more about Omen.
Because obviously we don't know all too much at the moment.
Move in after I strike.
Brilliant.
That's when they're weak.
Okay. I'm not sure what they said at the end. Bleach, go ahead. Wait, weren't you already on?
Wait, my bad. I forgot I was in here. My bad.
You okay? Did you have a? Okay. Well, okay. This is fun. Okay, there's someone in my Twitch chat's been asking to come on. I just gotta. A poke. There we go. Thank you, by the way, all of you that are following on Twitch. I appreciate it.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
Hello. I have only two questions.
Okay.
One is from your Twitch chat. You didn't answer it. Do you think Kaya is Killjoy's creation?
No. I actually answered this quite a few times. I don't think she is.
Okay.
Yeah, if you read that thread in Stage Media, you'll see why. I provide a bit more context for it there.
Oh, okay. And second one, in Breeze, the new map, there is a knife from Kaio's.
Yep.
Like
that was added just about a week or two before he was revealed. I think just a week before Israel.
Oh, okay. I thought
The teleporter has been evolving since the first patch after Breeze came out.
Oh,
And
okay.
slowly teasing his arrival. Yeah.
Okay. Really, thanks. Bye.
No problem. Take care. Bye.
Good day.
You too. Okay.
Match point.
Sin Pro Lover 3000. I think picking you would probably be a bit of a liability. So I'm gonna go ahead and avoid doing so. Okay. Oh, thank you for the Prime subscription. If you want to ask questions, go ahead and join the Valorant Discord. There you go.
I need a drop.
Okay. Grandpa Gaming, the polar bin. We'll get the polar bin in here.
Cutting through.
And then I'm gonna go back to reading chat in the Discord server. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
So, I'm good. So, the further question about Omen and his involving with the accessibility between the two parallel universes, do you think that there will be like experiments done on him by maybe like Viper and Killjoy because they're the two that do experiments to like further the understanding of the mirrorverse?
I suspect that they have enough of an understanding, but I think that they also need to be careful, right? Because Omen seems to be a sort of link or tether between these parallel universes, and I suspect messing with him or potentially, you know, would potentially worsen the situation. And I think they're cognizant of that, and they would do their best to avoid it.
Alright. And the relationship between Killjoy and Reyna, we all know is very shaky at best. And we see in the Viper versus Reyna card that possibly Viper is holding hands with a small child. Now,
Yeah, actually,
could that be Reyna's little sister because she says
it is. Yeah, we speculated that quite a bit. We actually have we have a confirmation from the creative director that it is not Reyna herself, which I know a lot of people thought. But yeah, we suspect that it's Killjoy's younger sister. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That one gets asked a lot. I think I answered it maybe like 6 or 7 times already today.
Okay, I came in at like 20 minutes ago.
You're okay. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, you take care. Thank you for your questions.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm gonna go back to reading chat now. Okay. Does Sabine want revenge from the Kingdom Corporation? She still sort of operates parallel to them. Perhaps. I know she definitely has some revenge to uptake, but I don't know if she in particular wants revenge from the Kingdom Corporation. There's no evidence for that. Was the spike created on the Defender's Earth? No. So, in the Duality cinematic, Killjoy makes it clear that she is seeing the spike for the first time, and that is Earth 1 Killjoy. So, with that in mind, it is Earth 2 Killjoy that created the spike. Yeah. Why are you so hot? Do you think Riot will make maps with lore parts? They already do. Each of the maps has a significant story to tell. You called my name, but I didn't get in. Yeah, I said your username was a bit of a liability. Anyone with those usernames is a bit of a liability. I should have to be careful about inviting someone in that might say something malicious. What is the lore about the war that occurred, since I thought they were all friends? So if you look at stage media, I think that some people are having issues navigating over there, so I will go ahead and post that in here. Go ahead and read that thread. Yeah, it's something I went over earlier. Also, this entire thing will be uploaded on YouTube. So, yeah. If you look in Sage Media as well, my socials there. I'll post my socials in here as well. Okay. What's the difference between Earth 1, Earth 2, and Earth 67? So Earth 67 may have been retconned. We suspected it to be the Earth that the Mirrored Agents originated from, but the creative director has sort of neglected its existence. So we're just going to go ahead and go with it being a reference to the Marvel Universe. Earth 67 was something that was written on Jet's backpack in the Duelist cinematic. And it was sort of one of the things that led us to theorize a parallel universe phenomenon. How was it sent in the sky? We suspect that it has something to do with so Radiant Islands have existed in the past, and I'm assuming exist elsewhere on the Earth, but the rise of Venice is sort of the breaking point, right? That's when the public really starts to understand what the true dangers of Radiant. And we suspect that it happened because of some kind of malfunction with the spike, or some kind of weird interaction between Radiant or a Radiant and a Radiant, or with the rifts we see above each site. I am not single. I am engaged. Pro does not work for Riot on the Valorant team. They talk about his lore, and they're a specialist. Thank you, Soul. Why is there a sports car card? It's actually for the skin line that came out with that battle pass. I can't remember the exact name of it. Yeah, I can't remember. Your name is Annie? It is. What's this thing with removing running with gun? It's referring to the accuracy you have while you run and or walk and shoot. How long am I going to stay here and talk? I think I'm going to end it around 3. Yeah. And then I'll keep streaming. I'm always happy to answer questions about lore, but I'll probably start playing the game, because I enjoy that as well. What's the most fascinating part about Valorant Lore? Ooh, I really enjoy the world building that is involved in it. Right, just the grand scale of things, right? We have this Mirrorverse conflict. We have this alternate future that KO's trying to avoid. We have Astra being an Astral Guardian, and most likely only really joining because it's part of her duty as an Astral Guardian. And really just the properties of Radiant Knight itself. My rank, I am immortal. I cannot unban your account. I don't work for Riot. At the end, we see duality. We see Phoenix walk through some sort of dimensional door. Yep, that's because he is from Earth 2. He is a mirrored agent, and they have some kind of... They have a technology or the ability to traverse between the two Earths. Is it true that Killjoy made KO? I don't think so. And if you read the thread that's in Sage Media, you will find out why. Because I have talked about it quite a bit today. What time zone do I live in? These questions are getting awfully specific, y'all. Y'all got slow. I'm PST. Do you think there would be an all-no agent with a huge impact on the lore? Possibly. I mean, KO has already had a really huge impact on the lore. Yeah. So I think, you know, it really just depends on their backstory and what they're bringing to the table. Okay, I'm gonna invite some people on again. visitor, non-member. That's cool. Would you come from like the discovery page? We'll bring you on. Hello. How are you doing? Did you have a question? Okay, guess not. All right. Lex Owns is in my Twitch chat. Does Valorant have a storyline? Yes, it does. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you.
I was wondering if if they're coming up with new maps or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if they're coming with new maps and if Jet the money thing for when you buy smokes, Jets credit thing is like 200 for smoke.
I'm sure.
I'm not sure if they're gonna change that any soon. And the upper traps is 150. It's too much, don't you think?
So this is a lore discussion, but I can talk about this. What they're doing is essentially putting more of an emphasis on the gunplay side of things, right? They want people to rely more on gunplay rather than abilities, and so that's why every agent was sort of nerfed. But really, they were just increasing the prices of abilities and cooldowns and the amount of ability, the number of abilities agents have, or certain agents have. So yeah, I mean, it's just an effort to sort of switch up the meta and try to steer the game in a direction that they see is to the benefit of everyone.
That's all I have though. Yes, have a nice
Okay,
day.
you too. Take care. I'll just alternate between chat and bringing people on. Did the agents die at some point because KO said in his voice line, "I will not let you die again"? Yeah, in the alternate future, they all died, or presumably most of them, or all of the ones that were present at that time died. I'm just gonna go ahead and reply to you because if you read this thread, it would answer all your questions. I promise you. Can you explain the Valorant lore fast? Like everything? Probably not. I don't have enough time. What is Cypher and Sova's backstory? So that player card that kind of suggests that there's more to them is really just emphasizing the difference between, or the dynamic between them, being that Sova really values trust and Cypher values secrecy. And they butt heads because of that. Yeah, if you go ahead and join the Discord, you will find resources for learning more about the lore. I suppose Raina's pretty old based on her line with Jet saying, yeah. But she's a little sister, her parents are mortal. It's implied that Raina's power somehow give her youth, but we don't have definitive ages for them. I don't think she's as old as Viper though.
Match found.
Why can't you earn VP and why give out rating 9 points in the battle pass? That is a question for somebody else, friend. Ask Joe Lee. Joe Lee knows the question to that. What is my favorite gun? I enjoy the Vandal and the Sheriff. Night Market will be back at the end of the act. Okay, I'm gonna invite some people to come onto the stage.
I'll fight anybody. I'll fight everybody.
Okay. Fire, fire, more fire. Okay. All right, that's not going through. That's all right. We'll bring on question holder.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I don't know if this is lore related, but Omen in the beta.
Mm-hmm.
He had eyes instead of stripes.
Yeah.
Does that have anything with lore to do?
No. So essentially, what happened there is that they wanted to make they basically changed the artistic direction for Omen, and being that it was before the game launched, it totally qualifies as something being retconned.
Okay. And also, I was gonna ask, the card Paul's Pizza Party. What's the backstory to that?
So Paul is a sort of glimpse into the life of the Kingdom employee, right? And sort of Kingdom's treatment of their employees. And it sort of shows that it's kind of material. Oh my goodness. Military. Oh my goodness. What is that word I'm looking for? Militaristic? That's coming off my tongue weird. They have shaved heads, right? And so they all have shaved heads. So we assume that that has something to do with Kingdom and their the qualifications required to join, right? And the sort of their process of inviting of having a employee join their ranks. Paul just kind of embodies that, right? And that card in particular just gives you a glimpse at sort of what Kingdom is meant to represent, right? Especially in like a real life context. A mega corporation, that doesn't really value their employees or value the environment, right? Because we see Kingdom unethically tearing apart, culturally important sites and nature and whatnot, and damaging the earth, especially with Venice, obviously. Right? They technically have a hand in that. So whether it's directly or indirectly.
I was also gonna ask, what makes someone a Radiant? Like an agent?
So, well, that's two different questions. So only the people with hypernatural abilities are Radiants, and they are Radiants because of their genetic makeup and how it predisposes them to interact with Radiant.
Yeah.
What makes a person an agent is essentially what they can bring to the table within the Valorant protocol and how they can help, within the conflict between the two Earths.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That was it. Have a great day.
Spike down.
All right. Take it easy. Bye bye. Okay. Back to chat. Not materialistic. Militarial. Oh my goodness. I still can't say that word.
The dimensional fabric here is thin. I'll tear through.
Militaristic. I don't see. There's just certain words I've only ever said, only ever typed out. I have never actually verbally said. Thank you all for your help. Are they making Valorant CSGO 2.0 by saying it's precise gunplay? I don't know. I don't took it right. I don't know what they want to do. Can only guess.
Down A.
Time to jump.
Anyone know if there will be a level selection on your gun? I upgraded my cranberry. I'm not a fan of it. Yes, they have during one of the Ask Valorant blog posts. They address that, and they want to give you the ability to change what effects and whatnot you have on your gun, your skins.
Last player standing.
Okay, I'm gonna invite somebody. Fellow Killjoy main.
Surrounded by minha família. We won't lose.
Hello.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, how you been?
Good, and you?
Good, good. Okay, so someone already asked you a question about like the Reina and Killjoy beef and stuff. But I want to add on to that, like, if she's like mad about her technology, and like if you think about it, Viper like experimented on Reina's sister, but there's no like lines that say that Reina like anything bad about Viper.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'll handle this.
there's a couple different things that play into this. So something that's important to remember about Viper and her voice actress, Ashley Birch. Ashley Birch has not really been available to record new voice lines, and it's possible that they have not wanted to expand on it until now. But given the situation with COVID and obviously Ashley Birch's busy schedule, they might not have been able to introduce lines that suggest that now. Or yet, rather. But I suspect that as we, come off of the tail end of the pandemic, we'll start to see more voice lines added more frequently.
Alright, that makes sense. Oh, I also have like maybe 2 more questions. So
Go
if
ahead.
Reina's sister like did survive like the experiments, will she be considered as like a future agent or Radiant?
That is entirely possible. I think the emotion behind Reina, and especially during, with that line regarding her little sister, it makes it seem like she might not have survived it. But if she did, she might not even have obtained radiant powers, right? We really don't know anything about those experiments and how they panned out. But I don't think it's off the table. No.
Alright. Also like what teleporters were you talking about in Breeze?
The teleporter above A site, built into the ship. Yeah. If you check stage media, I'll post the thread about it really quick. The stuff about Agent 8 is a bit dated, but those 2 threads will get you up to date.
Alright, cool. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good day. Bye bye.
You too.
Okay. How much time is left? 8 minutes, y'all. All right. I'll read a few questions from chat, and then we'll bring on maybe 2 more people. I feel like I've answered different ones. Do I like Friday Night? I enjoy the game, but the game's creator disappoints me. What are the most common Valorant mistakes people make? Not playing as a team, tilting, and/or exhibiting toxicity. That's the worst mistakes you can make if you're trying to win. And if you're not trying to win, you probably should not be playing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of burnt out on lore, yeah. Talking about lore for 3 hours is rough. I'm not burnt out, I guess, but what is Radiant basically like? How do you obtain it? What does it do? So Breeze kind of shows us what a Radiant mine looks like, and the fact that it is a mine means it's obviously underground, and the path in which that mine takes is very reminiscent of the path of a meteor. Right, and so we suspect that Radiant might have arrived on the Earth via meteorite. Meteors. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, y'all. Why does he disappoint you? Is it because his opinions and optics are different? It probably shouldn't get further into this, but it's primarily because he's just kind of does not well represent what he assumes to be, right? Or rather, what he wanted everyone to think of him after being sort of outed. I want to give my money to people who are kind. So it really is that straightforward. Next battle pass is completely free. No, I don't think so. Agent short stories and movies, possibly in the future. Don't know. What is the story plot of Valorant and why are they there? That is a very big question that I sort of answered already. And I don't have time to answer. It's just like rapid fire. What's up with Astra's arm? I suspect that has to do with her astral guardianship. It's probably standard being Astral Guardian.
Can't use that.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to invite another person up. Two more maybe. Two more. Bunny. I already had you. Already invited you. Biggest question all day. Y'all are too much.
Don't stop fighting. You must keep going, even if you're the only one.
McGuire, new to Discord. This is a risky one.
I can buy.
Are there any updates regarding a left-hand view model? It's in the game. I don't know. Is there something wrong with it?
Safety's off.
Thanks.
I need a drone.
Okay, that person's not joining.
I'll return.
Goalie cat. Did I invite you already? I don't think I did.
Hello.
Hello.
So, I don't know if we already said this, but what's the deal with Yoru in the samurai armor?
Yeah, so I did answer this earlier, but I can recap it really quick. So essentially, the samurai armor in the Japanese warship, the Edo period Japanese warship, revealed to us that Radiant has been on the Earth far longer than we had previously suspected. Ancient, if you will, and the samurai armor had the mask that Yoru uses for his ult. If you'll remember, when Icebox first came out, the roof wasn't, blown out, and the mask was still there. So it implies a sort of like movement within the map and its narrative. And Yoru's main goal is finding a lost ancestor, who is assuming, I have to assume it has something to do with this Edo period, right? So it's very likely that those people were his ancestors, or rather, the armor, those the armor belonged to are his ancestors.
Okay. And I also have another question. I don't know if we
Go ahead.
answered this, but in the player card where Reyna and Viper are butting heads, in the part where they're in the lab, what's that in Reyna's sister Rosabene's?
So we talked about this a lot. Oh, what's in her hand? It's actually a particular type of Mexican doll. Oof. I don't know if I have time to find that more information, but like there's a tweet I can find for you, but I want to make sure I get one more question in. So, but it is a particular type of Mexican doll. I just can't recall the name.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your questions. You have a good day. Okay, one more. We'll get Mac in here.
One enemy remaining.
I was just wondering, because I saw Brimstone and KO's contract. They both have like eerily similar player cards.
Yes.
What's the deal with that? Do they have like any relation to each other?
They do. I actually spoke on this quite a bit, but it's okay. We can go over it. It's a really good way to wrap it up. So I don't think that KO and Brimstone, other than obviously having fought on the same battlefield, have any other relationship. A lot of people seem to think that maybe KO is like a piece of Brimstone's mind uploaded into a machine. I don't think so. I think it's mainly to sort of draw the comparison between what they represent and their determination and dedication to their team and their purpose. Yeah, I think it's quite simply that.
Alright, okay. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good day. Yeah, take care. All right, everybody. I'm gonna wrap it up. 3 hours, not bad. Thank you all for coming. This will be uploaded on YouTube. Yes, I'm going to stream Valorant after this. Let me quickly post my socials again.
Time to jump.
For y'all. Boom. And boom. So yeah. Subscribe to my YouTube if you missed the bulk of this. I'll upload it later today. I'm not radiant, I'm immortal. Head over to my Twitch. I'll be able to answer questions here or there as I'm playing. And follow me on Twitter if you want the latest news regarding Valorant Lore. And join the Valorant Lore and Art Discord server if you want to interact with that community. And thank you all so much for being a part of this. Well, I'll definitely be doing another one again. Further down, probably with the release of the next act. I'm sure there'll be a lot to talk about. So, thank you all so much. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the new act, and yeah, take care. Be nice. Spread positivity, and yeah, take care. Bye bye. See ya.
Enemy spotted A. Enemy spotted A. Cutting through.
Last player standing. Last round in the half.
Spend like there is no tomorrow, because there just might not be. I need this. My thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fire in the hole! Bomb buddy out.
Cutting through.
Reloading. Enemy there. Get out of my way! I've got your trail. Reloading.
Someone is being.
Spike down B. Last player standing. Flawless. Switching sides.
Have any patterns emerged yet?
Hit them when they're not looking. Here. Careful here. Multiple enemies, A. Killed them. You're done.
One enemy remaining.
Oh
Spike
shit!
down
Good days.
A.
Never mind.
Ban him. Report him.
I'll pick them apart. You clean up whatever's left. I will find you. Time to jump. Someone is B. Reload. Cutting through.
Last player standing.
Who am I kidding? My knees are gonna kill after this.
Cutting through.
Let's flush them out.
Decoy. Here.
Spike planted.
Buried.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Remember, wipe the prints from your guns. It's just good crime scene etiquette. Back soon.
Multiple enemies B.
Lights out.
Stand down.
Last player standing.
Remember to talk to each other out there. If we communicate, we win.
I'll return. Try not to die.
Last player standing.
Circle better watch their backs. Time to jump.
Get out of my way!
Enemy spotted mid.
I've got your trail. Last player standing.
One found you.
Spike planted.
Camera taken.
The dimensional fabric here is thin. I'll tear through. Time to jump.
You know what to do.
Decoy.
You are powerless.
The hunt begins.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Stand tall. We are Valorant. We are fighters.
Cutting through. Decoy.
Someone is B.
Fire in the hole!
I'll handle this.
Last player standing. Match point.
Don't stop fighting. You must keep going, even if you're the only one. I'll return. Decoy.
We go!
Here. Can't use that.
Where is everyone hiding?
For you.
Out of charges. Cutting through.
Last player standing. Attackers win.